Remember when Francine plagiarized her paper with a copy and paste? Honestly, that's child's play compared to what they're doing today.
A 5-page report due Monday, 1 week from today.
Save! I'm done! Phew, that wasn't so bad.
That's plagiarism, that's why.
No, it isn't. It's called finishing your work early.
But even if you had gotten away with it, you still would have paid a price.
I would.
If it wasn't for Tony.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another after video. I know it's been a while, but you know I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the plagiarism episode. Francine's pilfered paper.
Francine's pilfered paper.
And y'all know me, I like to discuss these episodes, you know, with the Proud Family or Arthur, Hey Arnold. Specifically today, Arthur, with these topics that they talked about, but I like to relate it to real life. You know, I can relate this to back in the day when, you know, it was a big thing about plagiarism, even back when I was in college. But I want to relate it to the now, where kids, teenagers, adults, college students, they're not just going on different websites, copying and pasting stuff. They're using AI.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Students today are using AI, like GPT, to write entire essays for them, putting their name on it and submitting it.
This powerful AI tool can instantly create an original college-level essay on any topic for free.
We're going to talk about all of that. So let's jump right into it. The episode begins with Mr. Ratburn telling them about, you know, he wants them to do different essay assignments. And he assigns each one of them a specific topic.
Pilgrim fashion? What fashion? They always wore black.
Francine gets assigned the cuisine of the Pilgrims, to which she's kind of like, what?
Pilgrim cuisine? Great. 5 pages about yams.
At the library, the brain tells her, oh, you know, just look it up on the internet. There's many different things you can look up, and it gives you information. But be careful. He did warn her.
Some stuff on the internet is inaccurate, so it's best to check your facts with other sources.
Back at home, Francine is on the computer looking up topics for this essay. And she comes across this website that has everything all laid out.
This website has everything I need.
And instead of Francine taking the information, like, you know, you're supposed to do, they teach you to do, citing your sources, take a little bit of information, okay, go somewhere else, take a little bit more information, and then write your own interpretation of it using the facts that you learned, citing the sources. She copies and pastes the whole entire article. And then she just puts her name on the top. Oh, I'm done.
Save! I'm done! Phew, that wasn't so bad.
Don't you wish it was that easy? Don't y'all wish it was that easy? Side note, I want to ask y'all, when y'all were in high school, how did y'all feel about writing essays? Like in your history classes or your English classes? Were y'all like some of the best essay writers, or did y'all always get like a C? Or how were y'all when it came to writing essays? Me, personally, I was like at the top of my class when it came to writing essays. I would always fall into like that B-A range, and depending on the topic, I would really like go hard, or I would just be like, I would try my best. But writing essays was so fucking annoying to me. Like, I used to hate it. Just the whole thought process of gathering all this information, having a topic, and then the teacher like, oh, it gotta be 5 pages, it gotta be 7 pages, and then when you get to college, it gotta be 10 plus pages. Whew, I'm getting flashbacks.
Oh my God.
Then it's the whole thing of organizing all the information, organizing all the sources, then writing it in such a nice, poetically, grammatically correct way, and, you know, proofreading your work, and then it gotta be the intro, all the body paragraphs, and then sometimes you gotta have a thesis, and then this and that, and just all these different things. I just remember I used to hate writing essays. I used to get good grades on them, but I used to hate them. How are y'all with writing essays? Honestly, I'm really talking about this because that type of hatred or dislike towards writing essays, or just the whole process of going through all of that, spending hours researching and writing, and that's the reason why a lot of students would try to take the shortcuts like Francine did with, oh, let me just go on this website and find all this copy paste. Let me change a few words. Okay, I'm done. I don't gotta spend 6-7 hours writing this. So the next day, Francine submits the paper in. It's kind of like, damn. See, this is, the naivete of someone Francine's age. I think they were supposed to be like 8, 9 years old, where she plagiarized the paper, copy and pasted, and then she just gave it in, like, oh, trying to show off, oh, I'm already done with it. It's like, really? You thought it was that easy?
Very nice. You did all this last night?
Down like that, okay?
Lesson number 1. It's never that easy. If something is too good to be true, it's too good to be true. It's not until Francine is back at home with her bigger sister Catherine, and Catherine is like, oh, Francine, I found some information for your essay, whatever. And Francine is like, oh, that's my essay right there.
You already used some of this information?
I used the whole thing.
And Catherine's like,
That's plagiarism. It's when you take someone else's work and claim it's your own. It's basically stealing.
now Francine realizes that she plagiarized the paper. And it's like, damn, she didn't really do no research on it. She didn't really learn nothing. She researched it, but she didn't really learn nothing. She just copied and pasted. Like, oh, okay, that's enough words. That's enough. And that's the two things with plagiarism. Just stealing somebody else's work or research. You're not citing your sources. You're not giving them credit for it.
And then the person who plagiarizes is robbed of really learning something.
Francine realizes what she's done. She tries to go to Mr. Ratburn's house and try to talk to him about it. But then he ends up telling her, oh, that paper you gave in, the paper she plagiarized, he ended up giving her an A-. And he took off a few points because one of the details was inaccurate. And that's another thing the brain was telling her earlier in the episode. Be careful what you get from the internet, because sometimes it's not always accurate. You always have to verify your facts. Verify what you see in these papers and stuff. You can't take things verbatim. You got to do your research on top of the research to make sure it's right. And then sometimes you got to research that too, because there's a lot of false information out there.
Sorry, I couldn't give you an A. There was some misinformation on page 2.
This makes Francine feel even more guilty, because it's like, damn, I plagiarized, but then he gave me an A-, and this is not even like my work. I just copied and pasted shit. Like, so then, her conscience, you know how the Arthur episodes go, where it weighs heavily on them. She finally confesses, and Mr. Ratburn has to scold her.
Hold the real truth, Francine Frensky.
I was gonna confess, but
I didn't notice, and you thought you might get away with it.
Francine finally does the paper authentically. She does her own research and she submits it. She ends up getting a B. And she's excited.
What's so great about a B? Nothing. But it's my B.
It's a B that she authentically earned. She didn't plagiarize. She didn't steal nobody else's work. She didn't copy and paste. She actually did the work. So it's one thing when you steal somebody else's work and people were praising it, but it's like, damn, I didn't really do this. Somebody else did this. Versus you technically, authentically doing the work from the ground up, from the foundation up, putting your blood, sweat, and tears, and your effort, your hard work, your time, your energy into something, and getting a real grade for it. Where it's like, wow, it's not an A, but this is what I earned.
All mine.
And I relate this back into real life too. I didn't always get A's on all my essays. Sometimes I even got a C on it. But then it would be those things where they would let you improve upon it. Like, oh, your first draft. Okay, now let me da-da-da-da. Oh, okay, then you get better and better. I look at the mistakes I made and this and that. And sometimes I remember my 11th grade English teacher. He was one of those harsh technical graders. When it came to essays, like if you got an A on one of his essays, it was like winning the lottery, basically. And a few times I got like an A or A- on one of the essays for his class, and I was like, it's something where it's like, damn, I remember all the hard work, all the time, all the energy, all the effort I put into the essay, and for me to get an A- on it, I'm like, I did that shit. Like I'm telling y'all, with the essays, I remember whether it was like on a holiday break, or whether it was like, oh, okay, say it's November 3rd. You have until November 12th to submit this essay. Some people wait until the night before. That's the worst thing you could do. If y'all in college, you're in high school watching this, don't wait until the night or the day before. to start your essay, because that's what's going to make you want to plagiarize and cheat and just do stuff to make a shortcut, where it's like, damn, you would have started it earlier, you would have got the information, organized it, planned it, outlined it, y'all know. But for me, I remember when it came time to it, I'd be like, okay, today is the day, I'm gonna write this essay, let me gather all the information. I would spend a few days before gathering information, marking it in my notebook, have the outline, have the websites. I would bookmark the websites on my laptop so I can always go back to them, get the sources I need, get the pieces of the paragraphs or whatever they wrote that I need, right? And then I would verify it, see where did they get this from, what article, what book, what encyclopedia, what research paper, you know? Then let's say it was like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I would start writing the essay. I wouldn't finish until like 4, 5, 6 at night. Of course, that's with me taking breaks and me eating and stuff. I wouldn't just sit at the computer. But it was one of those things, I was one of those people that was like really consistent. Of course, I had my moments where I procrastinated. I was like, I don't feel like doing this shit. But I was one of those students where once I set my mind into doing something or doing an essay or researching whatever, once I decided, okay, right now is the time where I'm gonna do this essay, I would just wake up whatever time, whatever day, and be like, okay, let's get to going. And I would do the essay. But that's just how I was. You can procrastinate, but don't let it go too far. And don't, nowadays, use AI, like GPT, to write an essay for you. Because that's how advanced technology has become. Back in my day, when I was in college, I'm acting like I'm so old, right? But even like a few years ago, back when I was in college, AI was a thing. There was whispers of it, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Now you have it to where students are using ChatGPT and other AI tools, this specific AI just for writing essays. They're using that to write the essays for them, putting their name on it. Some of them that are smarter than the average might read through it, change the little things here and there, and then they're submitting it. Sometimes they get away with it, but sometimes they don't. It's even a thing where across the country, professors now have to use AI checkers. They have to run your essay through an AI checker to see if you used it. And here's my thing with that. I get it, but then I'm like, damn, what if you really did the research and the AI checker still makes it seem like you plagiarize or use AI?
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Anti-plagiarism software company Turnitin is promising universities a new tool that relies on AI understanding to detect AI plagiarism.
Some AI is just as advanced to where it can make it seem like your hard research was done using AI, when it's like, damn, what if the AI used the same sources as me? But now you put it through this AI checker and it's making it seem like I cheated or I plagiarized or I used AI, where I'm like, the fucking AI is just as advanced as if it was me really researching. You see what I'm saying? So about this episode with Francine plagiarizing, and about nowadays where students are using AI to write the essays and professors are using AI checkers and people are getting suspended and expelled and in trouble for using AI. Sometimes the AI checker could be wrong because that's just how advanced it is now. What is your take on that? Students using AI in the first place. And then the fact that these AI checkers could be so advanced that it makes it seem like you're using it when you're really not. Back in my day, when I was in college or even when I was in high school, would I have used ChatGPT if it was available? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Always?
Not always, no. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
But it would have depended on what it was for. Like if I needed help or if I needed some like research topics or research help or whatever. But to write a whole entire essay into it, for me to prompt it to write a whole essay, tell it, oh, I need a 10-page essay on blah, 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 blah. Copy and paste it. And then, okay, tell them, oh, cite my sources. And that's another thing. Some AI can cite your sources for you. So it's like, it does all the work for you. All you're doing is copying and pasting, putting your name on it. You see where the trouble comes in? Then let's flip it. What about teachers using AI to write lesson plans. Nobody want to talk about that because I'm pretty sure there's some teachers who are like, oh, let me see what this AI stuff is. Oh, okay. And then I guarantee you there's teachers out there using AI to write their lesson plans. Now some teachers been teaching for years, they teach the same thing, same lesson plan, but some of these new teachers, you know how they say, oh, these new college students doing all this stuff with AI? Some of these new teachers, let's say a grad student that's teaching a class, they could easily go into AI and be like, write a lesson plan about early humans, you know, anthropology class. Then it makes a whole lesson plan for you, bullet points and everything. I mean, but what? Is a teacher gonna get in trouble for that? Like, I'm telling you, AI is only in the beginning. Imagine 5, 7, 10 years from now.
Hold up, wait. Oh my God, hold up.
And with that, I want to ask y'all, what did y'all think about this off the episode with Francine plagiarizing her paper? How do you think it handled the topic well? And how do you relate that to today, where students, kids are still plagiarizing, but now it's through the use of AI? I really want to know this because it's interesting to me. When y'all were in high school or college, what was your thought process when it came to writing essays? Because with me, like I said, I always did good with them, but it was just so annoying just knowing how long it would have to take, how much research I would have to do. And then, you know, sometimes you have a teacher that's a hard grader. You do all that work just to get a C or a B.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it down below. I can't wait to read y'all thoughts on this because this is something relevant. I know some of y'all might be in college, high school now watching this. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.
That's plagiarism, that's why.
No, it isn't. It's called finishing your work early.